What should I report back to the Grand Master on?
So,
Let me think.
just turn night.
Public order inside the city? Monster activity in the wild? Oh, and a review of the latest vintages.
You. Talk to Luke.
My reply won't be a long one, as usual. I'm sure Varka won't be surprised.
Oh yeah, something I just remember to check. What's the cooldown on this? 15 seconds. Okay, I'm gonna have to start counting 15 seconds. I feel like the cooldown's a bit too long. Like, leave? Oh. There you go. So the hitboxes in this area has always been weird. Oh, hello. Hello. Oh boy. This is certainly a state this area to be in.
What's going on here? The Wild Hunt! What are they doing here? Watch out!
Oh boy. That was not expected.
Delve into destiny, written in the stars. Stay good, animal hypostasis. Can't handle your drink. Let me scribe. Absorption test.
He's slower right now for some reason.
Prepare to be blown away. Fate is upon you. Animal test 6308. Shadows of fate.
Oh, I don't know.
Special. Shake it out. Let me
Is
scribe.
this team that great? No. Do I care? Not the slightest.
Decided by destiny.
I don't have it yet. There we go.
Shadows of fate.
The main problem is just that my main DPS isn't fully built yet.
Fate is upon you. Be gone. Can't handle your drink. Delve into destiny. Absorption test. Swirl, Mark 2. I'm around. Shadows of fate.
This might take a while.
Think you can bully me?
Again, this is not a built team.
Written in the stars. Let me scribe. Stand clear. Prepare to be blown away. Look at you, Boozap. Shadows of fate.
This might take a while.
Fate is upon you. Let me scribe. Animal hypostasis and Windblade. Animal test 6308. Yeah. Stand clear. Decided by destiny. Shadows of fate be gone. Sayonara special. Delve into destiny. Shadows of fate. Shake and stir. Absorption test. Enhanced animal life. Yeah. hypostasis written in the stars. Yeah. Let me scribe. Think you can bully me? Absorption test. Stand clear. Diana special. Delve into destiny. Prepare to be blown away.
I got we could do freeze with this too. I need you to come over here. There's a pretty limited space we can fight in.
Absorption test. Animal test 6308. Absorption test. Decided by destiny. Swirl. Mark 2. Yeah. Windblade. Sketch. Stand clear. Animal test 6308. Gone. Let me scribe. Written in the stars. Shake it and stir. Leave. Stand clear. Prepare to be blown away. Sketch. Fate is upon you. Enhanced animal module. Think you can bully me? Absorption test.
Okay.
Are you alright? Oh no! What did...
Owen?
Stop right there! Answer me this. The 2 letters I gave you, who are they for?
2 letters? Wasn't it 3?
Okay. Well, Paimon's coolest naive expression doesn't appear to be an act.
Hey! What are you trying to say? Paimon passed a test?
You really are a moron.
With your suspicions. The wolf pack has borne witness. They fought against the aberrations that encroached upon this land. And our attackers showed no ability to disguise themselves this time. Ah, a familiar scent. Come. I will await you at the usual grounds.
Well, if the boss of Wolvendom has vouched for you, I guess I should apologize for doubting you just now.
Sure was.
Fortunately, my experience in Nodcry didn't go to waste. Turns out the Wild Hunt all feel the same when you stab them. Something seems wrong with that old wolf, though.
Alrighty. Yeah, this team is obviously not like properly built. No one issue is just this. Travelers are going to be one of the things I try to deal with much later. Because I have to build them 6 separate times. It's going to be a whole thing I'm going to do in the future. Plus, some of the other versions are probably better. I am going to switch to a better... Really? Okay. That's annoying. How you doing, big old wolf?
Lupus Boreas, not injured. Why so weak?
You are not to blame. With your Iron Claw, you successfully blocked their attacks. However, they followed my trail from the distant north across the ley lines. They sought to corrupt the territory I protect. We meet again, human Lupicon.
So, are you saying that the Wild Hunt we just got attacked by came all the way from Nodcry to Mondstadt?
As you know, I stand before you as an incomplete being. I am but one remnant of the god Andreas' soul, the source of this turmoil. I can sense it. It lies in the north. It is the part of me that remains in Nodcry, from whence I came.
Huh? Now Paimon's even more confused. How can you... For many gods, housing a part of their soul within an object is no difficult feat. But those who can perform such delicate partitions as this are rare, even among the gods.
Hello, Venti. Nice to see you again.
The Wolf King, Andreas, was particularly adept in this art. Otherwise, no remnants of his soul would have survived till the present day.
Huh? The bard's back?
Like I was the only one. Well, him and Razor are both confused.
Maybe the god of Anemo guided me here. For it appears that someone is in need of a tale from the distant past. And our wolf friend doesn't seem too keen on recounting it himself. Who better than a bard to do the honors?
As you wish.
Lupus Boreas wandered the frozen tundra and stumbled into the Sealy Hall. Enchanted by their song, tender as the dawn starlight, and curious about the ways of humankind, the wolf bade farewell to his home and set off for the city to the south. As the high tower crumbled and the fierce winds fell silent, Lupus Boreas, who once had hunted with the storm winds himself, looked within and inquired, was the shelter he provided for humanity really any different from that given by the reclusive king in his tower? The wolf entrusted those under his protection to a new god and quietly returned to the frozen north. There, in a palace long since abandoned by its former master, the great wolf closed his eyes and slept. 500 bitter winters passed, then 500 equally frigid springs. He slumbered undisturbed until a night stumbled in from the cold. Just as Lupus Boreas had once done at the Sealy Hall, the night asked the wolf to join him on a journey south, to see once more the land that had all but faded from his memory. The gentle wolf, unwilling to refuse the human's earnest plea,
That's the wolf thing.
split his soul into two halves and left his home once more. Seeing how the ice and snow had given way to verdant plains, hearing the laughter and song that now filled the once somber city, the aging Lupus Boreas turned to his friend, the god of Anemo, and remarked, "So, this is the world the humans dreamed of." Though the night's journey was not yet over, the wolf chose to bid farewell to his companion here. He had written the end to his story. What knowledge he had been gifted flowed into the land. Everything he was, he gave unto the world. Well, that's how a bard would tell the tale. Lord Boreas, is there anything you'd like to add?
There is no need for you to ask that question.
So that's what happened. You returned to Mondstadt with that night 1,000 years ago.
You need not feel remorse on my account. If anyone should feel regret, it is the part of me who remained in Nodcry. I fear Andreas has not found peace in his heart even to this day. That is surely why those vile aberrations were able to exploit his weakness, sowing the seeds of all the turbulence that has ensued.
But we followed Boreas' trail in Nodcry. We investigated and discovered no signs of instability.
Andreas should still be slumbering by the lakeside. Perhaps all the recent turmoil in Nodcry has had unforeseen consequences. And there's more. I detect another familiar scent from across the ley lines.
Oh, the White Knight who became the Bloodstained Knight? The mightiest knight of Boreas?
I remember him as just a man. His lifespan should be no longer than any other of his kind. But before he severed his connection to Boreas, his final destination, it was the ancient kingdom of
I knew it,
Conria, as you call it. Beyond that, I know not if he lived or died.
He's not one of the sinners, so that's not it.
If you want to get to the bottom of this, I'm afraid you'll have to make another trip to Nodcry yourselves. As luck would have it, another old friend of ours just so happens to be free
Devon.
right now. If you ask him nicely, he might give you a lift.
No wonder I can suddenly sense the East Wind's presence.
If even Mondstadt has been affected by the fallout, Nodcry must be in real trouble by now.
Varka,
I believe too many passengers would slow our dear friend down.
All right. Wish it could be me, but I accept that we should send our strongest warrior to fight Nodcry's.
That is true. I like how I want to fight the strong guys. This dude is,
I'll stay
but he's
here
like,
and
yeah, I'm
do
definitely not that
wild
strong.
hunt to try
Yeah, I'm
out
not as strong
new
as you.
It'll be a good chance to try out some new moves.
I stay in Mondstadt too.
Razor, give me your iron claw.
Oh, that's a different sword than he usually has. Oh, cool.
Golden-haired traveler, give this token to the current knight of Boreas. It is a wolf spirit. It contains my power and thoughts. Though I have given him a piece before, this should bring him new strength.
The Dominator of Wolves once bestowed the power of his soul upon his pack, strengthening their hearts and sharpening their claws and fangs.
But human hearts and flesh cannot bear the soul of a wolf directly. It would be akin to forcefully merging a human and a wolf into one being.
Speaking from experience,
They would descend into chaos.
I do feel like it would be. I feel like that has happened once in the past.
Prevent the entanglement of souls. The most I can do is temporarily house my power and thoughts within claws and fangs wrought of steel. Although, truth be told, that knight does not lack for power. What he needs more is the thoughts within. The great wolf king of the north remains strong for now.
I will protect Lupakal.
Just give me the word whenever you're ready.
Yippee! If we could talk to others.
I can read Varka's letter.
A wolf's claws make poor instruments for writing human words.
No head.
I sure didn't expect my experience fighting the wild-hunted Nodcry to come in handy back here in Mondstadt. Almost makes me wonder if this was the reason I was sent back.
Probably.
Also, how come that bard knows so much, and what was he doing at the Thousand Winds Temple? Well, whatever. I don't really care. As long as I get to do some fighting.
Dude, these.
I'm looking forward
You've got to be
trading
child.
blows with Lupus Boreas when he's fully recovered.
Would you want the floor with me? Dude, you have to meet Child. If we never get to see Lowen and Child and meet, I'm going to freak. Those two have to meet at some
Any
point.
questions before you
They're
set
too
off?
similar.
Better ask now. You'll
Oh.
probably have to hit the ground running when you get to Nodcry.
Not the Wolf of the
Root
North.
this turmoil lies with the remnant soul that Andreas, Dominator of Wolves and God of the North Wind, left in Nodcry. He once left Nodcry and braved the blizzards to confront the God of Storms and claim the right to rule. Yet even as the tower fell, he chose to abandon his claim. Instead, he returned to the north and slumbered for 1,000 years, before finally journeying back, under the name of Boreas, with the first knight of Boreas to witness the new face of Mondstadt. When the wolf spirit could no longer maintain his physical form, Boreas chose to pour his power into the ley lines. With that, he became the North Wind of Mondstadt. Any questions before you set off? Better ask now. You'll probably have to hit the ground running when you get to 500 years ago, Roland seemed destined to become the mightiest knight of Boreas ever to have lived. But he was too pure of heart.
Ooh, too pure of
He
heart.
believed firmly in his own ideals of chivalry, vowing to eliminate all injustice from the world. But the world had never been perfect and pure. Neither his mentor, the wolf pup Rostam, nor the Grand Master, known as the Lion of Light, could persuade him to temper his obsession. But what was the scent that reeks of blood that Lupus Boreas sensed? And what is its connection to Conria and the Abyss? Any questions before you set off? Better ask. The soul of a wolf is as unyielding as ice, and Andreas is a master of molding and shaping it. His people once drew great strength and wisdom from the wolf spirit, but human hearts and flesh cannot contain the soul of a god. Attempting to place the wolf spirit in a human vessel would slowly devour their sense of self. Even if Lupus Boreas did not intend for that to happen. That's why Lupus Boreas developed the technique of imbuing weapons with his soul. It is his way of blessing his human Lupical with the wolf spirit's protection. In fact, there is an ancient song that tells this tale. A weapon once of common iron, now through friendship turned divine. Twixt man and wolf a bond was made, a power born within the blade. As much as he might claim not to accept humans, his actions sing a different tune. Any questions before you set off? All right, over to you, Dvalin.
I wonder if Lohan's like, the fucking who? He's like, are you kidding me? Where's the dragon coming from?
The night of
I should probably
Boreas
switch
awaits
characters.
below. We must part ways here.
Oh, it's been a while since I've already talked.
Barbatos and I have other plans. We will meet you again later.
Alright! Hey, wait! How are we getting down?
Jumping. Where are we dropping, boys? Okay, let me... Give me a second. I need to change characters. Oh, wow. It's just not going to let me. I do need to change characters, though. I need to make sure I have a team that works with Varka. Oh.
Hold the line! The enemy's on the brink of collapse!
Grandmaster!
Haha! Reinforcements! It's about time!
Under every night, reporting for duty, Grandmaster.
Phew!
We're
Situation.
just about hanging in there. Most of their grunts are taken care of now. Fight or flight? What will it be, mightiest knight of Boreas?
Okay, so this is supposed to be... I did feel like I recognized the color
As
palette.
expected, this hastily summoned Wild Hunt horde is nothing but a disorganized rabble. A mere shadow of the forces gathered by the Rahir of Solari. But they have served their purpose. I now understand your tactics, and you, in turn, understand mine. This is fair. This is the way
Okay,
of
so this is supposed to be the Bloodstained Knight.
Farewell, heir to the knighthood of Boreas. Whether you choose to resist me or not, I shall set right the injustices of this world. In the name of the Bloodstained Knight.
Guess they're retreating for now.
So that Wolf of the North lookalike, that was Andreas? Ugh, forget that. We can save the details for later. He was the enemy boss, right?
Ah, there's no point chasing after him. We've crossed blades already, and it ended in a stalemate. Right now, there's nothing we could do about him. True. We're still not certain of his true identity, but whether he's a god corrupted by the Abyss or a legendary knight, killing him might be just about possible. The difficult part is, we can't kill him right now.
Huh?
No. Judging from our skirmishes so far, I don't think he's got any special abilities of that caliber. Nor does he have the ridiculous level of power wielded by the Five Sinners. But, compared to Rerir, our current foe clearly has a better understanding of how to exploit Nodcry to his advantage. Particularly when it comes to Andreas' remnant soul. Exactly. Sounds like you realize what the crux of the issue is. I managed to cut off a sample from our foe, which Albedo and Durin are analyzing
Yeah,
as we
makes sense if they're
speak.
still here.
Meanwhile, our other allies should be making their way home from their own battles by now. We still have some big challenges ahead before this expedition can finally be declared a victory.
I love that we can still see the moon in the sky, like the actual moon. Okay, I'm going to switch to a different team. Because, to be completely honest, this team kind of sucks, mostly just because my traveler isn't strong enough. So I'll use a different Mondstadt DPS, that being Diluc. We're going to have a cryo, or two cryo characters actually, so I'll grab Grab both of these two. And then I guess we'll just keep Sucrose in the team. Wherever she is. Oh, she's gonna be at the top, isn't she?
Make sure to keep up.
It's great not having to grab weapons, since they all have their own weapons. It's just that these two are just on level at the moment. And with this weapon, I have pretty much a 100% chance to keep the streak
The
going.
meeting is probably gonna be in the biggest tent, right? Looks like a bunch of people are there already. Why don't we go chat
Yehoder!
with them?
It's Yehoder! Yehoda! What are you doing here?
Hey, good to see you again. She went to see Lauma and Columbina at the Frost Moon Scions. Apparently, there haven't been any changes to that space the Rahir of Solnari's in.
That means the recent wild hunt attacks have nothing to do with Riri, right?
They're keeping a close watch on it just in case. Oh yeah, Lauma and Columbina asked me to pass on a message too. You know something? These Knights of Favonius are paying me a pretty nice sum to deliver a few simple messages.
Yeah, it's just, you know, Favonian stuff. It's gonna be fun to get to play this dude more. Oh, Inef here.
Short distance propulsion module on cooldown. Switching to chat mode. Hello, Varka placed a sizable order with the Clink Clink Krumkake craft shop. I know is hard at work producing the strategic reserve. Secondly, I am also here to attend the meeting in her place.
Also, Flynn's my boy. How you doing, buddy?
Huh? Flint!
Again, it's those straps in the back that Loen has.
Iqua or Nikita?
You're quite right. However, Itlua and Nikita are both busy organizing the Ratniki's region-wide response to the recent attacks. And since I'm well acquainted with everyone else here, I was the one they recommended to attend the meeting. Sometimes you don't get a choice when there might be consequences down the line.
Fair enough. Anyone else here? No? Okay, well. We see that Nicole's not hiding in a corner ready to assassinate Varka. It is really funny that you can get stuff for Nicole. Like, she's not a playable character unlike literally everyone else in here, but you can still have her be this. It's so weird. I also just realized they gave Nicole a portrait. Do they plan on making her playable soon? See, my problem with that is, what element would she be? She's a Sealy. She doesn't do combat. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Hey, Honorary Knight. Albedo and Durin are just wrapping up their analysis. You want to wait for them here? Great. While we're waiting, could you update me on the situation in Mondstadt?
Sure.
And that's where things stand. The Wild Hunt is no longer under the Rahir of Solnari's control, but it has been reborn from the ashes and is now launching widespread attacks. Intel from the Frost Moon Scions and the Curatorium of Secrets corroborates this. No disturbances have been
Plus, he doesn't
detected
care
in
that
space
much
where
anymore.
Riri resides. What we are facing here is a completely new foe.
We could have guessed that already, considering. I mean, did Colin ever tell us what happened inside the space? Because like, Columbina just kind of like met him, and he was like, you know, I have realized what I was doing was stupid. I'm just so aggressive and stuff, and all he cared about was being near Thalindus.
Summarizing current situation.
ChatGPT.
The present leader of the Wild Hunt is the creature resembling a wolf.
More precisely, it's the external will that has seized control of Andrias' spirit, namely Roland, the Bloodstained Knight.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on. I'm completely lost. Isn't Roland some monstatter from like 500 years ago?
Why does everything she says sound racist? It's
How did
crazy.
he suddenly get wrapped up with a god from 1,000 years in the past and the present-day Wild Hunt?
Have you seen Conrian stuff before? Shit gets weirder than that.
Allow us to explain that part. Are you familiar with compensation mechanisms? When an organism sustains damage, relevant tissues will undergo changes to offset the loss of function. For example, when one kidney is damaged, the other will be strengthened to compensate. Or, when a main artery is blocked, the collateral vessels become more active. Similarly, when the Wild Hunt lost their leader, the Abyss harnessed the memories that flow throughout the ley lines to fashion a new one, fit for the present circumstances. That new leader is a mirror image of Roland, the bloodstained knight.
Right.
Yeah, Abyss
No
tends to
matter
do
how
that.
strong the compensation is, it will never quite match the functionality of the original organ. The Roland replica can't possibly imitate Barir's overwhelming power, nor his ability to disguise himself as others. So, the Abyss made use of the connection between Roland and Boreas to compensate for this lack of power.
The replica corrupted and took control of Andreas as he slumbered by the bank of Amsvartnir, ultimately manifesting as the giant beast that you all witnessed. However, exactly why the Abyss chose Roland to mimic, and indeed how it was able to do so,
Hey, it's done weirder. It's mimicked weirder and stronger stuff before.
I guess he must have gotten caught up with the Abyss or Nodcry somehow during his wanderings through Tevat.
Okay, Paimon gets all that, but what did you mean when you said we can't kill him right now?
We can't kill him right now because a dead god may prove more dangerous than a living one.
Yeah, God Remains causes lots of issues, and there's not really a way to fully, properly deal with it. It's kind of like Stellarons and Star Rail. They're really dangerous and cause massive areas. They can be like massive issues along widespread areas and can do really weird stuff. But the problem with them is that you can seal them, but you can't destroy them.
From intelligence gathered during the expedition, we have reason to believe that the power released when a god is felled can have catastrophic consequences for us mortals. Worse still, the wrath that remains after a god's passing becomes a source of endless turmoil. Once god remains contaminate the land, they will persist for thousands of years. This land has already been ravaged by the Wild Hunt. If we add god remains to the mix, it'd be like adding salt to an open wound, placing everyone who lives here in perilous danger.
Query. While I can indeed find records of disasters caused by god remains in my database, there also appear to be cases of gods dying naturally with no ill effects.
That's because that was more of a slow eventual effect. Gods who are directly slain don't have the time to naturally decompose into the land around them, so they just kind of destroy
In that
everything.
land, the passing of the Pyro Archon's flame is a common occurrence.
Yeah, that's a
throughout history,
very different
and
state,
even the heart
dude.
of
That's a
Andreas,
completely
who
different
lives in
thing.
Mondstadt, has experienced death once before, has he not?
Okay, I should note, for both of those things, first, the whole thing about the Pyro Archon is finicky to begin with, and they aren't full gods. They're still mortal. They still die naturally. Which is why Moika is quote-unquote 500 years old, but she's really only 30-something. And as for Andreas, he kind of put all his power into the ley lines, which were able to sustain it.
Great question. Glad you asked. Honorary Knight, you said Lupus Boreas gave you a token to pass on to me? Come forth, Boreas!
This form has come to the end of its time. I'm afraid I can accompany you no further on your journey. My soul will fall into silence, and my power will flow into the ley lines of this land. Perhaps this is is all that a wolf can hope to do for humankind. Do not grieve for me, for this is the end I have chosen. Instead, remember that one day, your wandering too must come to an end. A final wish before I slumber. Sing me a song. That melody you so often hummed in the taverns.
You saw it too. You must have keen powers of perception. Not that it surprises me. That was Boreas's final thoughts before merging with the ley lines. It's the reason Mondstadt remains unharmed by his god remains. In his final moments, he made a choice to give everything he was to the ley lines. All to protect Mondstadt from harm.
Sounds like Andreas spent thousands of years searching for his place in the world.
Yes. And now our task is to return the answer he found, the decision he made, to Andreas' heart. Only then can he break free from the corruption and control of the Abyss, and make that decision once more.
I see. I would say that planting thoughts inside the mind of a god sounds a little far-fetched, but since it was his own wish to begin with, it sounds feasible to me.
Wait, we already have a perfect solution?
Ha ha ha. If only it were that simple. Unfortunately, this one thought alone is unlikely to be powerful
Yeah, the
enough
Abyss
to
is
break
another
through the Abyss's
problem on top of
control
it.
and reach Andreas' heart. We need to find a way to make the thought within this sword stronger and more resilient.
For now, Boreas needs all his remaining strength to fight against the abyssal corruption to Mondstadt's ley lines. He can't afford to send us any more of his power. However, since his form was unstable during his journey with the first Knight of Boreas, many wolf spirit fragments were left behind along the way. If we can collect those fragments, we can use them to strengthen the decision to merge with the ley lines.
So we need to retrace his steps and look for random fragments?
You don't need to worry about that. There's a few fragments left to gather in Nodcry, but apart from that, most of them are already inside this sword. I've been collecting them during the whole expedition.
Huh? Wait, really?
I mean, it's an expedition, not a stroll in the park. Each step of the way, we've been hard at work planning for every possible contingency. Not just the wild hunt in the Abyss, but ancient gods remaining in Nodcry.
Sounds like this plan was a long time in the making.
As a matter of fact, I did. I caught a glimpse of fate's reflection. But I can't take credit for it. It was all thanks to the help of a few friends. Still, all I foresaw was that an abyssal calamity was brewing in the north. Had I known more, we could have saved a lot of energy. Instead, we've had to make best guesses, prepare for every possible scenario. If all that preparation went to waste, all the better for it. But anything that proved useful, we knew we'd be grateful for down the line. Sure is. Just one crucial step remains. We need to gather the last few wolf spirit fragments scattered around Nodcry, and use them to make the thought within this sword as strong as it could possibly be. According to what Boreas told me before we left Mondstadt, his form was at its most unstable at the beginning of his journey. That means the fragments here should be the most powerful ones. But of course, we've been tied up fighting battles since the day we set foot in Nodcry. First with the Wild Hunt, then with the Doctor. So, it wasn't until recently that we were finally able to confirm the status of the Wolf Spirit fragments.
Okay, so 3 more mini expeditions to go.
I managed to gather one fragment before Roland reappeared. I also have a confirmed location for the second, which I'll take care of in short order. As for the third fragment, we've identified a general search area to focus on. But we'll need all hands on deck to pinpoint the exact location. The final snag is that since our foe is a replica of Roland, he too will be aware of Andreas' history. He's sure to try and sabotage our plans by any means at his disposal. So everyone needs to bring their A game.
With our foe being from Mondstadt, it's our duty as Mondstadters to defeat him.
And since the Wild Hunt is involved, the Light Keepers will provide their full support.
The Clink Clink Krumkake craft shop will also help in any way we can.
She's just gonna deliver messages.
So, what do they need me here for?
This is so adorable.
I think maybe I signed a contract at some point. Didn't exactly scrutinize it, though.
Ah, great. Knew I could count on you all. Lastly, our friend from the Curatorium of Secrets will provide intel and relay battlefield communications.
So, you'll be darting back and forth across the battlefield, dodging the Wild Hunt and the shadow of an ancient god.
Reading for Yehoda updated. Higher quality ingredients will be used to prepare your future meals.
I'll deal with the second Wolf Spirit fragment, which we already know the location of. The moment you make any progress with Fragment 3, be sure to give me an update.
I'm gonna take a little bit of a break soon.
Could you join me in retrieving Fragment 2? I have a feeling that your unique constitution might come in handy.
Oh, you're the Game Master.
Time is of the essence. Let's move out, people.
Alright, let's stop for a second. I do like how there's all these characters. You poor Yoda!
Yehoda, you dummy! You took the stupid job of your own free will! Oh, crying isn't gonna get you out of it!
I'm watching you. I'm watching you, Yoda. She's adorable. I love her. I like how she just ends up in these crazy-ass situations completely on accident, by the way. Like, literally just on accident. It's kind of funny.
Remnant fragments of an ancient god. Thoughts stored inside a blade. Maybe I'm overthinking this, but I suspect there is more to Mr. Varka's plan than what he's revealed to us so far. Then again, the enemy can harness the Wild Hunt to spy on us wherever we go. As our commander, I'm sure he has his reasons for choosing not to tell us everything.
Speaking of contingency plans, I now recall that Varka also made a contingency plan when he asked me to deliver that letter. Perhaps I should ask Aino to prepare some additional backup modules for me.
Anyone else here to talk to? Is there anyone else in that grouping? I don't think there was. Other than Varka himself, who's going to be over at the other area. Alrighty. The favorite part about this area is that you can sometimes come back here and find them singing, like near nighttime. It's kind of cool. Am I sitting in these chairs? I can. No problem. Alright. I'm going to take a break.